Alright, hey class, I'm gonna go ahead and get started tonight. Sorry about the audio problems on WebEx. I have no idea what happened. I'm gonna try to get that all worked out and run some more tests, make sure that we're good to go. I just want to go over real quick some of the resources available for this course. If you go to brianmarshall.com and click on 6505, it's the spring 2018 e-commerce course. Let's just go through the syllabus real quick. This is the spring course, and these are the objectives, some ideas. I've been teaching e-commerce for a while. The grading for this course is only out of 550 points. You'll notice that there will be 5 assignments and a PowerPoint presentation at the end. Each assignment's worth 100 points. And the first assignment's going to be due next Thursday, so you'll need to go do that one rather quickly. This is the easiest of all the assignments. Doesn't require a whole lot. So last week we should have had this lecture on the overview of the course, WordPress and SiteGround. However, because of the snow, we weren't allowed to have that conversation. So we're having that this week. So next week we're going to have a conversation on website design, services, and products to pick. Then we're going to go into content and branding, Google, search engine optimization, product development, affiliate marketing, social networking, shopping carts, then payment systems, fraud, digital downloads, and then finally end up with shipping, inventory, and listing tools. The recommended books, required, recommended, whatever you're going to call it, outstanding books. How to Write Blog Posts That Engage Readers, that's $1. The One-Page Marketing Plan, that's $2.99. The Ecommerce Blueprint, well worth it, great book, $6.99. And then this Search Engine 2018, it's like, I think it's the same book for 2016, 2017. She just keeps changing, or this person just keeps changing the title to reflect the latest and greatest, and I think they do make some adjustments. And then there's also this WooCommerce User Manual for Beginners, because we are going to be using WooCommerce. So, I mean, altogether, the books aren't very expensive. Most of them are going to be found on the Kindle, which you can download the application for and use it pretty much anywhere. So if you also go back to the e-commerce webpage, notice the PowerPoints, there'll be 8 of them out here for 8 of the different nights. So if you click on the first one, it opens up to tonight. And what I want to do is just kind of go through and just the short 25 PowerPoint slides and just talk a little bit. So a little bit about me. I'm Dr. Marshall. You can call me Brian. I've got a PhD in MIS. I've been here for 11 years. This is tonight's my son's birthday, and he was born end of my first semester here, so he's 11 today. So 11 years, and as far as e-commerce goes, very experienced in e-commerce. I've actually sold millions of dollars worth of stuff on the internet, literally. So we're pretty good at it. The purpose of this course is to discuss and survey what it takes to do business on the internet. I want to call this course e-commerce for the entrepreneur. At the undergraduate level, we've kind of switched from the entrepreneurship model, and we've gone more towards the e-commerce overall model. And we talk about things like Walmart and how they're using e-commerce, and Amazon, and real big picture, Pinterest and Uber, and on these big things on what it equals to be e-commerce. In this course, it's going to be a little bit more hands-on. It's going to be more, what's it take for the person just the everyday person that wants to start selling online? What do they have to do? So, like we said earlier, here are the due dates. It's all on the syllabus. The first assignment is going to be a WordPress setup. WordPress is key to online. I think it makes up something like 80% of the internet's WordPress sites. WordPress is pretty easy to use. It's written in PHP. It's all open source. Pretty easy download. Great backend. Lots of support, great plugins. And then the next one's going to be content, which WordPress used to be used mostly for blogs, which is content in general, so it's great for content. And then we'll actually set up an e-commerce site using WordPress called WooCommerce and put some products out there, and then we'll work our way through some search engine optimization and finally link everything back up to some social networking assignments. And then at the very end, you'll have a PowerPoint, or you'll do a presentation on your whole portfolio. So for this course, there's not going to be any tests. Again, it's all about rapid skill acquisition. The course is about developing skills kind of help you be competitive. Now, if you're not interested in e-commerce, that's totally fine. What you'll learn in this course is going to pretty easily transition to wherever you might be at work right now, and you can say, oh, this is what we're doing, and it's got some good theory. So our website with the syllabus is onbrandmarshall.com, as well as a lot of content. As far as assignments go, you'll turn everything into D2L, and that's where you'll get your grades. And I'll keep working to make sure I grade things and give you good rubrics. So again, this is how the overview of the course that we're going to talk about. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about e-commerce. Then I'm going to talk to you about WordPress and SiteGround, and then we'll go from there. So when you're thinking about e-commerce in general, this is a great little quote that was found online. Hey everybody, brand new to the forum. I just lost my job and I don't have any savings, so I need to make some money quick. Can anybody tell me how to start making stuff to get out of this financial hole? I'm going to tell you right now, selling online is not I'm going to quit my job and start making millions of dollars tomorrow. It's almost impossible to make a ton of money right away. It's something that you have to kind of build towards. I met with a young lady this morning, let me get it right, her name was Sarah paintspets.com. She's been, last year she probably did 300 of these portraits, watercolor portraits, which is good. If you do $100 each portrait for 300, that she made $30,000, and she's a senior marketing student here at Georgia College. That's not bad, especially if it takes her 300 of them. She's doing it like maybe one a day, so it's not bad. However, that was her first year doing it. Can she do that and make it sustainable? I don't know. That's something to look at. So you got to think about, this is definitely not something you're going to want to just like, oh, I'm just going to stop what I'm doing and go right into having my own online business. So the story of Southern Fabric, how did we get started? Let me pull up our website. And it's actually a website in progress. Our website's southernfabric.com. We have lots of links on the website. Probably sell about 4,000 different products. We use a back end called Ecommerce. Pay about $500 a month for the hosting on that. We do really cool things like drop downs that makes it really easy to use. And you can click on, say, layer cakes, and it takes you into a filter section on over here. And so anyway, Southern Fabric's got, it's a lot of product, a lot of work. Notice things like things that are on sale. Notice these layer cakes, everything is facing the same way. Okay, now this picture here, that's a bad picture, and that should be fixed. But notice how each of the layer cakes, which is a 10-inch square of fabric, is laid out the exact same way. Some of the older pictures are kind of cropped down, but some of the newer pictures are square. So this is an older picture and an older picture, but in general, everything kind of looks and feels the same. Okay, that takes a lot of work to get good product pictures, and that's something that we'll talk about in this course. So just kind of look and feel. Okay, so that's Southern Fabric. Well, does Southern Fabric have a Facebook page? Yes, we do. Do we have Instagram? Probably have, let's see, I think we have 65,000 followers with only 600. So these are the things that we'll talk about in this course. Do we have a YouTube channel? Terrible YouTube channel. But it's Southern. We only have 266 subscribers, so we don't have, that's one area that we could do better in. Google Plus, yes. Facebook, I'm not sure how many followers we have on Facebook. I know we don't post out there as much as we should. I think we have, about 20,000 people following us on Facebook. So, and I say us, but really it's my wife's business. She stays home with the kids and does this during the day, and tries. Her degree was in marketing and economics, and my degree was in computers. So it made it really nice for us to help each other. I kind of help her with the design and some of the computer ideas, and then she's able to come up with good marketing strategies. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. When we say what is e-commerce, and what do we sell, and what sells well, and then there's this thing called the Sniff Test. This sniff test is coming out of the blueprint, the e-commerce blueprint book. There's a sniff test, and we'll talk about it in detail next week. But when we say e-commerce, what I'm talking about is we don't have a physical store. We started the company about 12 years ago, almost 13 years ago, back when we were in grad school. There's a really good book out there called The $100 Startup. That's a great book to read. But essentially, my wife started this while I was in grad school. For like $100, she went down and bought some fabric, cut it up, and sold it on eBay. And she kept doing this and kept turning and not taking any profit and kept building her inventory. And then when I had been here at Georgia College for about a year and a half, I realized she was starting to make some good money. I mean, she was pulling in, $30,000 a year, and I was like, wow, you're starting to make some money. We should start looking at paying taxes and getting licensed and signing up for sales tax and federal employee. So back in 2007, we paid all this money and we were incorporated and we started doing everything more legitimate. And then she started hiring her first employee, and it's at the peak. She had like 10 employees, and she had a 4,000 square foot warehouse. And, we had a full-time manager, and all these other, students were working for us and doing all this great work. And at some point, we were just going, wow, this thing is getting big. And she had this crazy idea of, let's just fire everybody. Okay? I mean, she fired everybody and brought the business back home about 2 years ago. So she brought the business back to the house, and at this point, we had moved over to Gray. We had like a big 3-car garage. She put all the inventory, probably has about $200,000 in inventory at the house. Then she took over the pool house and works out of the pool house. So now, all by herself, she ships the stuff. And we end up going from about $80,000 in sales every month down to about $45,000 in sales. But we also cut our expenses almost by 90%. So what's happening is we're actually making more money doing less work. And she's just realizing that she just didn't want to be too big. She kept having to run all these sales, and every month we were just barely breaking even, making a couple $1,000s. But now, making a couple $1,000 doing less work with less stress, that's what she wants. So she wants to be in more control. So anyway, e-commerce is getting product from a supplier, and packaging that product and marketing that product and selling that product to someone on the internet. That's e-commerce, essentially. So what do we sell? Well, we sell anything that you would get at a quilt store. The problem is quilt stores were all pretty much put out of business when Walmart came in and started selling fabric. So, the little small shop downtown, they can't handle it. They couldn't handle the competition with Walmart. A lot of people were like, oh, let's go to Walmart and get my stuff, although Walmart does not sell what we call quilt store quality fabrics. So now you've got people, say, in Sparta, Georgia, that don't have access to a quilt store. So what our motto is at Southern Fabric is, if you go to the home page and click on view the page source, if you look here, our description is, at Southern Fabric, we specialize in making custom fabric bundles, layer cakes, jelly rolls, and charm packs. We are your friendliest online fabric shop. And so our unique selling proposition is that, hey, we are the fabric shop. We don't want to be the fabric shop that's in your small town. Go to that fabric shop, love that fabric shop, hang out at that fabric shop. But if you need something, come to us. If you can't find it, come to us and we'll sell it. So our big claim to fame is like this here. This is what we call a bundle. Okay, so this bundle is by Lambkin. I think it's made by Art Gallery. Okay, and they come out with all this great yardage. Well, we'll take that yardage and we'll turn it into what we call a bundle, and we'll pre-cut it into a fat quarter bundle. And we have exclusive fat quarter bundles. Okay, so that is our unique selling proposition. So this is a low volume. So a bunch of fabrics that are white, we cut those up and sell them that's our niche. Okay. So how does the web work? Let's talk a little bit about how does the web work. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about all these great servers that are at these web hosts. So you have file hosts, companies like 1&1, SiteGround, even GoDaddy can host websites. On those file hosts, you can run content management systems. Systems like WordPress, Joomla, Drupal. You can even put you can even build your own e-commerce site with whatever language you want. You can build it yourself. It won't be, as secure as some of the other ones, but you can actually build your own. You can also go out and get a shopping cart. You don't have to go to a web host and go with file. You can go out to, say, BigCommerce or 3D Cart, and we'll talk about those in detail. And you can actually buy services from them where they have product management, order management, inventory management, all that's kind of shoved in there. And you don't even have to actually even have your own website. You can actually just start up an Etsy store or start your own Amazon store or start selling on Walmart. However, Walmart, I think when we've signed up and we've been accepted on Walmart.com, but you have to have like $1 million in sales to get put onto Walmart.com. And we are, my wife is doing it by herself now, and she's swamped just trying to keep up with these two in our own BigCommerce store. So it's just killing her to do these three, and we haven't even jumped into the Walmart arena yet. And then also we've been looking at Google AdWords and trying to compete with the Amazon ads with Google ads and seeing what the price difference is on those. So my wife's big problem is, hey, we have too much sales. She doesn't want to keep doing sales. And said this morning, she told me, our sales was great this month, but I feel like I've worked really hard. I think I want to calm down and not do so much next month. And that's kind of the benefit of having your own stores. You can kind of control a little bit about, having too much sales is kind of a good problem to have. If you read The Millionaire Next Door, it's a great little research book on finance and money. The number one profession of the millionaire next door was a educator. And the reason for that is the educator, which would be like, I guess we could say my job, gives a great base salary with good benefit package and kind of a good stable job, where the other person is allowed to be more of an entrepreneur and take more risks. So in that book, it was just interesting to see that that the number one job was educator. However, it allowed for the other person to be more of a risk taker. So just interesting. So for file hosts, we're going to actually use SiteGround as our file hosting, and part of your assignment is to go to SiteGround and sign up for an account and install WordPress on SiteGround. That's going to be your first assignment. Let's talk about domain names for a second. Domain names, everybody's heard of them. If you're going to have a business, you've got to have a .com, and it can cost anywhere from $8 a year to $15 a year based off the .com. And the names are so important. When I was talking to Sarah this morning about Sarah Paints Pets, I said, if you called this a little bit different, like paintpets.com or petportraits.com, it would be easier at the end of her run, where she didn't want to do this anymore, to sell her whole company as a business. But now that it's Sarah Paint Pets, it makes it much harder to be able to sell that. I mean, she's not thomaskincade.com, so besides her not being super big and famous, she's really got that niche. So although she's got a .com, and you should go check out her website, sarahpaintpets.com, it might have been a little bit better for her to put more thought into the domain name and have it more general. So if you decided, and one of the ways to make money is to flip these companies, if you decided, so if I wanted to sell Southern Fabric, I probably could sell Southern Fabric for maybe $500,000, because there's a lot of value there. How much we turn the profit and all. I mean, you can turn it, and it's got a good name. We're probably in the top 20 for online quilt stores, based off metrics it's kind of hard to figure out. Now, these are some of the domain names for countries for specific countries. So it would be like southernfabric.com.ca if we were from Canada, or we had a site in Canada. Same thing with .au for Australia. What's the most important part of the name? Got to tell you, if you're a commercial business, it's going to be .com. However, having a .edu, which you're not going to be able to get, but having a .edu point to your .com is huge for your search engine optimization. So anyway, domains are very important. If you're a nonprofit, .org is great. If you're a government entity, it's going to be .gov, but you're not going to be able to control .edu, .gov. You're not going to be able to get those without proof that you're a government or that you're an education spot. In fact, Georgia College went and tried to get the gcsu-macon.edu as one word, GCSU Macon. You'll notice it's gcsu-macon.com and not edu, because you can only have one edu per university, and they weren't going to give us that one. Now there is a really cool beta tool out there called Panaby. You could put in a couple words. I was doing some consulting for this one lady, and she was trying to do take wedding dresses and convert the wedding dress into, say, a christening gown, so that they can be passed down to the daughters and make it kind of a. So she was looking at different words, and hers was some long past to present to past.com. It was just this massive URL, and I said, well, at some point it doesn't really matter. Her biggest competitor that she was looking at was like fairygodmother.com. And I was like, well, that's a really cool name. You can remember it. Go to Fairy Godmother, and that's really easy to tell. So I said, it's really important, and think long term, it's really important what goes in the name. Southern Fabric has the word fabric. Our number one competitor, fatquartershop.com. They have the word fat quarter in their name. That's a big deal. Same with Missouri Star. Missouri Star Quilt Company. You know exactly what it is. You know what they are based off what's in the name. So what I was saying is you can go to the domain creator, Panaby, and go out and use it to kind of come up with some interesting ideas for domain names. Kind of like Skype or, think all the big ones. Where did they even come up with that? It's just been branded. Like Google. Who would have thought Google would have been a good domain name? Okay. So talk about your unique selling proposition. One of Southern Fabric's, like I said, most unique selling proposition is taking these pre-cut fat quarter bundles, which is like a quarter of a yard of fabric, and putting them together like this one in a way that let's just look at this one in a way that people can take each one of these fabrics. Now, back in the day, you used to have to go and buy a yard of this or a yard of that, and then that's a lot of fabric to buy. Whereas we can sell them as 6 of them, and they all kind of mesh together because these are all from the Bright Heart Amy Butler collection. And when Amy Butler put them together, they all kind of match. A lot of them use the same prints, and they kind of go together. And again, they're all really high quality, and no one else in the world will sell this bundle except us. So if you go out to Amazon and you search Bright Heart Fat Quarter, in fact, let's do that real quick. If you go to Amazon and do a search for Bright Heart Fat Quarter, you'll notice that picture looks really familiar. Well, that's because it's being sold by Southern Fabric on Amazon, and it's actually fulfilled by Amazon. So you can buy it right now for $18.25 Prime, or you can get it here for $13.65 on SouthernFabric.com. Now, why does it cost so much more? Well, because Amazon Prime, they'll get it tomorrow or they'll get it the next day for shipping with free shipping. Here, they'll pay $5 for shipping. Okay, so anyway, that's just, we'll talk about that later in the class. All right, let's keep going. That was our unique. So what sets you apart from your competition? No one else is doing this. There's a couple people that are pretty good at putting bundles together, but not to the extent that we are. Also, it's not what you sell, but it's what value you offer your customers. So it's not just about selling the fabric for us. It's about putting the fabric together in a way that they can use it to make a quilt without wasting their time or wasting their fabric. Okay? And what do we stand for? Great customer service. What do we stand for? We want to be the friendly online store that people can go to and know that we love fabric. Let me give you an example. Starbucks. What is Starbucks known for? Relaxed environment, protect the environment, great coffee. What is Zappos known for? No risk shopping, very easy returns. What about Papa John's? Well, great ingredients, really good pizza. It really is good. I'm kind of hungry right now. And what's Walmart known for? Always the lowest prices, right? So your unique selling proposition is kind of like your elevator pitch. What's going to make you stand out? It's not the slogan. It's not the pitch ad. It's got to be real value. Okay? So examples would be like, hey, no hassle return. Literally, you can return anything and we'll give you your money back. Okay? Sell toys for kids. We understand because we're parents. Okay? Free shipping on products. great reviews. We're an expert on our product, okay? So this is one that comes off the Fat Quarter Shop, right off their homepage. Why choose Fat Quarter Shop? Well, because it's great customer service. All the newest stuff. Great selection. They have so much stuff on there. They've got great YouTube video tutorials, fast shipping, and free shipping on orders over $80. Okay? And then again, this cool little saying here, a trip to the fabric store is fun and inspiring. Our goal is to give you the same experience from the comfort of your home. Website's designed to be attractive, easy to navigate. This is not from our site, although this is really good information on trying to put into the person's mind why buy into this site, why bookmark this site, why come back. Okay. So for your assignment, for assignment number 1, let's go into SiteGround. You're gonna go to SiteGround.com, and then it's /students program. Okay, students program, and let's look at that real quick. SiteGround.com. Let me see if I can just maybe if I click on that, it might take you right to it. Yep. Now this is going to give you for 3 months. It's going to give it to you for free. So you just click sign up, and you fill out all your information, and then down at the bottom it's going to say for 3 months. Now what I need you to do is after you sign up, you're going to have some information, and I'm going to log into mine and show you what information I need. So I've made a deal with them to give you 5 months for free instead of 3 months, so we don't have to pay for the last 2 months. Okay, but I need your email address you use to sign up. Okay, so if you go into my accounts, this is going to be your primary domain name. When you go to that site, that's going to be the site where you're going to have WordPress. When you do the sign up, it's going to ask you 3 questions. One of the questions might be, hey, you need to install WordPress. Okay, so I'm going to go into my cPanel and see. I'm using this for another class, so I didn't install WordPress on here. However, I'm pretty sure this auto installer right here is going to be the one you're going to need for WordPress. So if you log in after you get it all in, you figure it all out, just go right out here and click on WordPress and see if it does the install correctly. I'm not going to try it because I don't want to. I'm using it for another class, so I can't do it right now. All right, let me go back to where we were and keep talking about SiteGround. So sign up for this, and then give me the email address that you use. Send it to me tonight if you can, or tomorrow, as soon as you can, and I'll shoot it off to the guys over at SiteGround and get them to change it from 3 months to 5 months. So your WordPress assignment, this is the last slide. Your WordPress assignment is going to be sign up for SiteGround, and then once you've got WordPress up and going, change the title, change the logo, create an About Us page, change the theme, change your footer, change your main navigation, make it a basic WordPress site, change your fave icon, and then add a tag cloud to your sidebar and populate it. Okay, and what you're going to upload on the D2L is you're going to upload the URL. So that URL that I was talking about, your URL here, but it's going to say /WP-admin. It's going to be the URL you need to manage your WordPress. I don't want to get into your SiteGround. I want to get into your WordPress. So it'll say /WP-admin. And I also want your WordPress username and password. I want all that uploaded to D2L in the comment section, so I can get in and make sure you've got it installed correctly and that it's working. So let's go back to where we were. Change all these things. Now this also means you're going to probably need to start thinking about what type of product or business do you want to have. Now this is not going to be a live site where you're going to have to go, okay, I'm going to go and start selling this stuff. We'll talk more about products and product types next time, but this time your site should be something you're interested in, because everybody's going to create their own faux business, if you will, and we're going to have products, and we're going to write content about it, and we're going to link these up to some fake social networking accounts, and we're going to see how this whole thing integrates and works well together. Okay, so you'll need to start thinking about a product. We're not going to do services, we're going to do products. Okay, so start thinking about a product that you could that you'd be interested in. Say you're interested in baseball, or you're interested in like your kids in dance or cheerleading, or whatever you happen to be interested in, like quilting, any type of hobbies that you might have some expertise in. That's great to start e-commerce. So that's going to be part of the assignment. So for this assignment, just do this. You could change out the logo, change out the site title, change out the About Us page, and it could all be generic. I just want them changed from the generic to something else, and we'll keep working on this as the assignment. So, you know what? I think what we're going to do, get all this set up, and we're going to change the due date till the week after next week. So 2 weeks from tonight. That way, you can have most of it set up. Next week, we can finalize what your area is, and then this assignment will be due a week after that, and you can really work on it towards your final site. Okay, that's all I have for you tonight. Again, so sorry that the audio didn't work right. I'm going to go ahead and close out now. If you have any questions, please put them into the YouTube video comment section. Make sure you're logged in to YouTube through Gmail so I can see who you are through your school Gmail account. See who you are. Put your comments in there. Everybody probably has the same questions. If you don't have any questions, just put in the comments, hey, I watched this, I have no questions. And remember, follow me on YouTube. So if I put more stuff out there for you, say this is how you, if I make a video and put it out there, you'll get notified that I put a video out there. In case you get notified right away. And I put a lot of videos out there. So anyway, have a great night. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.